So you said 2 things that kind of, like, stuck out to me, right? So permission for intuition,
Mhm.
um, I think that's huge because I don't think we necessarily have, like, a protocol. I'm a
Right.
protocol person.
Mhm.
Like, I need scripts because
Yeah.
it it just helps me to make sense of, like, life, and I'm the kind of person that says, like, "Alright, well, this is my limiting belief, like, this is the actual truth. This is how I, kind of, like, put that in repetition, so I begin believing this versus
Mhm.
this," right? To me, that feels like, permission for intuition, but you also said something, about fawning.
Mhm.
So, I don't think a lot of people actually know what fawning is, and kind of that it's almost like a almost uniquely, I'm gonna say it that way, um, like, nervous system response.
Mhm.
Like, we know fight, we know flight, and we know freeze, but fawn is it's so different
Mhm.
because we're trying to figure out how to fit in
Right.
at that point. So can you explain to the people what fawn, like, looks like?
Mm. It looks like people pleasing. If we if you have no other reference, I would say people pleasing. It's the accommodating for other people at the expense of yourself,
Yeah.
expense of your feelings, um, making other people's convenience more important than yours.
Mm.
That's how I would describe fawning.
Yeah, yeah, and that's huge, and I mean, like, how do you build a business on that, right?
Right.
Because in your 24 hours,
Mhm.
um, how much of that time do you really have to spend people pleasing? And obviously, as a woman, like, there is this there's this natural, I'm not gonna say natural, I'm gonna say there's this common idea that if you're not, like, amenable, if you're not, like, kind or nice,
Nice.
moreover, it's nice,
Mhm.
then you're rude, you're mean, like,
Mhm.
I get feisty all the time, which pretty much just means feisty, which, good times. How do you kind of prepare yourself for that, right? Because there is a version of you, like, when you're learning to trust yourself,
Mhm.
where you are becoming more kind. Like,
Mhm.
you are giving where things need to be given, of course, but that doesn't mean you're going to overpour,
True.
especially when you don't have it. So, how do you kind of prepare for the responses that other people have to your boundaries of trust for yourself?
That's the hardest part, I think, because when you're no longer accommodating other people's feelings,
Hmm,
when you're no longer being convenient for them,
mhm.
at your own expense, you do become a villain in a sense, and
Yeah.
I think you just gotta embrace it. Embrace your villain era and just allow it to be what it is because at the end of the day, if that person is not who you want to be like, if that